It has been the worst experience of my life.
An empty home waiting for its furniture.
Our medals, our kids' pictures, all at an unknown location right now.
A family says it's getting the runaround from Alliance Moving and Storage, and it's not the first time the company has faced criticism.
They still said, we are going to be with you every step of the way, and not one of those things has been accurate.
The new legal challenge seeking to hold the company accountable.
Plus, roads swamped. Mudslides create chaos for drivers in the mountains.
It comes as rescue teams gear up for another tough day, picking through flood-damaged parts of Poudre Canyon.
It took us all day to get through 3 miles of terrain, so just very slow moving.
With storms in the forecast, homeowners are bracing for the risk of even more flooding.
Moving into a new place isn't supposed to look like this.
3 weeks after moving to this home and monument, Jamie Bunting still doesn't have her things. No idea when they'll arrive, so she contacted Denver7 for help. Good evening. Welcome to Denver7 News at 10. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Jessica Porter. Thanks for joining us. Bunting isn't the only one upset with Alliance Moving and Storage right now.
As Denver7's Sloan Dickey reports, a new class action suit, though, could bring a sense of justice to hundreds of families.
A new empty home.
Supposed to be my dream home.
A new frustrated couple waiting.
This would be our living area, where our couch, sofa, and, entertaining things should go.
For their furniture.
And we had to buy some cheap, basically camping chairs and our deluxe airbed box table. Yeah, so this is how we're living, and it's how we've been living since July 1st with no delivery date in sight.
But it's the same company, Alliance Moving and Storage, that this family is frustrated with. The same company we shared with you in May, with other customers alleging similar misconduct.
They made my life a living hell. They still said, we are going to be with you every step of the way, from the time the movers come till the time, they deliver it. And not one of those things has been accurate.
Jamie Bunting has paid Alliance $14,000 to move her family's belongings from Indianapolis to Monument.
Our medals, our kids' pictures, all that kind of stuff. It's all at an unknown location right now.
Their belongings were picked up on June 16th. They still don't know when their furniture will arrive.
They advertise, 24/7, quality customer service, which they didn't provide.
So we called the owner of Alliance Moving and Storage to get some answers, and were greeted with the same tone of voice that Bunting says she received.
But I'm going to promise you this. You post another fake news article on my company or my name and how hard we work inside of this industry, you will be sued, and so will you lose your job.
We still didn't get an answer as to when Bunting's belongings will be delivered. But on Tuesday, an attorney filed a class action lawsuit against Alliance Moving and Storage on behalf of hundreds of potential clients. The lawsuit alleges the company used fraudulent advertising and business tactics to lure clients and take their money.
We think there's a lot of victims out there of Alliance Moving and Storage. We think they've been doing this for a couple of years now.
The lawsuit is open to anyone who used Alliance Moving and Storage in the past 3 years and believes they were taken advantage of.
These interstate moving companies are definitely supposed to tell you where all of your items are being held if they end up storing them. So by not disclosing that information, that's illegal. By holding it as a cash ransom, second of all, we're looking at it as theft.
While we were interviewing Bunting, the owner of Alliance Moving and Storage did call us back. And after some hostility,
Because you're standing in a news station saying that we have your furniture hostage when in fact you took free storage. That's the only difference I'm getting at.
It is not. It is not. No, it's not. You are holding it hostage.
he did apologize.
I appreciate you because you know what? You brought something into my eyes that I haven't been able to see because I've been working so hard on everything else. So.
Well, thank you very much.
Now she hopes
Where's my stuff? Yeah, that's 100%. That's all I care about.
they will, for once, stick to their word.
It has been the worst experience of my life.
And Contact Denver7 will stay on top of this to make sure those belongings are delivered. Sloan Dickey, Denver7.
And to put things into some perspective for you, nearly 5 million people move out of state every year. And we're in peak moving season right now. LaborMoving.com says 80% of all U.S. moves happen between April and September. July and August are the busiest months, and the greatest demand happens at the start and end of each month. So it predicts the 31st of this month will be the busiest moving day in all of 2021.
The Better Business Bureau says it receives more than 13,000 complaints and negative reviews about movers each year. To make your move as smooth as possible, the Colorado Attorney General's office has some tips on how to avoid moving scams. First up, check their license. Interstate movers must be licensed by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. Make sure they have a license before signing a contract. Second, get at least 3 in-home estimates. Scammers are unlikely to send an estimator to your home. Third, beware of lowball quotes. Low estimates may be unrealistic and could end up costing you more in the long run. Finally, contact police if a company threatens to hold your belongings hostage. Be especially wary if they want you to pay an extra fee in cash.
Mudslides are causing chaos tonight along the I-70 corridor in the mountains. Look at this. This is what drivers face in Avon today. This roundabout just clogged with mud and water.
And one of those mudslides spilled into I-70 this afternoon, blocking lanes and slowing traffic. It has since been cleared.
Now, farther west, I-70 shut down tonight through Glenwood Canyon. CDOT closed the interstate because of flash flooding concerns about 4:45. It's a good thing, too. This happened about 5:30. Water gushed over the lanes. Look at all that debris washing up on the interstate. CDOT says engineers are on site to assess any damage to structures. So for now, drivers are going to have to go around. And if you have to head west, boy, are you in for a long detour. The recommended detour via Craig takes about 3.5 hours.
CDOT is keeping part of Highway 125 in Grand County closed tonight. It shut down due to a mudslide yesterday in the East Troublesome Fire burn scar. The Grand County Sheriff says water has now drained from the roadway. Crews will assess damage in the area tomorrow. And in Pitkin County, a mudslide shut Avalanche Creek Road close to Highway 133. The sheriff's office says it's too risky to clear it now. Campers in the area are being told to hunker down for the night. We want to bring in Denver7 Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson. Mike, the storms are not just a problem in the mountains. We had flood advisories in Denver tonight, too, as well as some flights at DIA are delayed because of that weather.
And we have at least 3 more days of this coming up. Now, the warnings have been lifted for tonight, but the flash flood watch continues to the west of Denver and the I-25 corridor, Poudre Canyon, the East Troublesome burn scar, extending down toward the Williams Fork burn scar, all under watches for tomorrow, and out west as well for the Grizzly Creek burn scar. All of the warnings lifted tonight as the storms are weakening, but they will be back. We've had scattered thunderstorms of the metro area in the last 3 hours. They are dying away now. We had a couple areas, northwest Denver mostly, some local street flooding. But here's the deal. Across the state, monsoon moisture continues to come in. Plus, there's a cold front that's coming in from Wyoming. And what that's going to do Friday through Sunday is squeeze out a lot of moisture out of the atmosphere, with many areas seeing 3/4 to over an inch of rain possible, especially west of I-25. And so the headlines for the next couple of days, the locally heavy rains will continue to be a threat for the mountains. Isolated metro storms with heavy rains, more storms the weekend. The only benefit is the air quality is going to improve a bit. Coming up, I will connect the climate change that we're seeing to what we're also having across Colorado for current weather in about 13 minutes.
All right, we will see you in 13. Thank you, Mike. And amid new mudslide threats, search and rescue teams are working to find 3 missing people in Larimer County.
Floods swept through Poudre Canyon Tuesday, killing 1 woman. Tonight, all evacuation orders are lifted in the Poudre Canyon.
Now, some families are returning, though, to find smashed homes, torn up bridges. Search and rescue teams say they will restart their efforts tomorrow. Crews say they are making slow but steady progress.
This is swift water, and so it adds a little bit of inherent danger. We'll keep looking. We won't give up. We are searching for anything out of the ordinary, so anything that catches your eye.
The Larimer County Sheriff's Office has now lifted use restrictions on the river for all areas below Rustic.
And even though we are talking about storms and flooding, we can't lose sight of just how dry the western part of the state is. Tonight, nearly 600,000 Coloradans are living under serious drought conditions. But there is signs of small improvement, according to new data out today. The southwest corner of the state is doing a little bit better. In the last week, several counties there dropped from extreme drought conditions to severe, that is better. The Denver Metro remains drought-free.
I was terrified.
Hit and dragged by a suspected drunk driver.
I got terrified. I was underneath his car and I was like, stop the car! Stop the car!
This 11-year-old is recovering at home after multiple surgeries.
Bills don't stop. And my work, you know what I mean? Like, my income has. So it is kind of scary.
Now Denver7 Gives viewers are stepping up to make sure this family has everything it needs to get through a tough time.
Plus, get the shot or lose a paycheck. The NFL lays out tough new rules for unvaccinated players.
We expect more stormy weather heading to the weekend as a cold front moves into Colorado.